I was gonna do this thing where I dress up like Whitey Bulger, and then I was gonna threaten you to subscribe in a Boston accent, but then I realized I don't know how to do a Boston accent, so now I'm kind of just sitting here feeling silly. So, just cue the intro. Just do it. Just go to intro.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Hello, I'm Khalil Hacker, and thank you for accidentally tuning in to another video here on Black Mass. Was directed by Scott Cooper, and it stars Johnny Depp, Joel Edgerton, and Benedict Cumberbatch. This film is about the true story of mob boss Whitey Bulger as he rises to power over the course of 10 years with the help of a corrupt law enforcement and his brother who's in the government, and as he kills literally everything that gets in his way. Johnny Depp plays the main character Whitey Bulger, and it's so good to see Johnny Depp back in his game. For a little while there, it looked like he was just going to fall into this endless loop of just cliche Tim Burton or just crap movies. I don't want to name any names, but, you know.
Mordecai!
Mordecai. In this movie, he's really terrifying. He's just a vile human being. And you lose the Johnny Depp image. You lose Johnny Depp in this character, which is so awesome because in all of his other roles recently, in like the last 10 years, he's just been Johnny Depp as another kooky character. But this person actually feels real. He feels like just this gross human being. And everyone else in the cast just knocks it out of the park. Knocks it out of the acting ballpark. Joel Edgerton and Benedict Cumberbatch do a fantastic job at Boston accents. I mean, Kevin Bacon's in this movie. And he's Kevin Bacon. He's awesome. It's great. All the actors in this movie are fantastic. All of them have this depth to them. They all feel like characters. They all feel like this working organism to make this movie work, and it's great. I also want to mention Dakota Johnson's performance in this movie, because when you see trailers or when you hear talk of this movie, you never hear her name come up, but she did a fantastic job as Whitey Bulger's wife. She carried all this weight in her eyes, man. Like, she saw some stuff. She knew what her husband was, and you could just feel it in her performance, and it was so good. Also, speaking of Dakota Johnson, why is Dakota Johnson not my wife? That's what I want to know. That's my biggest question for this movie. Why am I not married to Dakota Johnson? They need to change that. And this movie was directed by Scott Cooper, and he did things such as Crazy Heart and the very, very, very underrated Out of the Furnace. I've always liked his style. He has this way of making things look really grimy, really just grit. He gives a lot of grit to his movies, and I like it a lot. And he has this way of avoiding all cliches. Like, whenever you think a movie of his is going to go in a certain way, he just takes it in a totally opposite direction. And it might not always be pleasing for the audience, but he's just telling the story how it is, which takes a lot of balls in the movie industry, honestly. One of the biggest criticisms that I've heard about this movie, though, was its story, was its pacing. And I agree, this movie is fairly slow in a lot of places. And throughout the whole movie, it's a tad bit monotone. It's not a very exciting movie. As long as you haven't seen trailers for this movie, I think you'll be fine, because the trailers really make it seem like it's gonna be the next Goodfellas or something. Don't expect Goodfellas out of this movie. As long as you're not expecting this high-vamped, big action mob movie, I think you'll be fine. I also heard people complain that there's not really a protagonist in this movie. There's not really that one hero character that you latch on to and you really want to prevail in this movie. All of these characters have something wrong with them. All of these characters are somewhat evil in some way. I honestly kind of respect that, because this movie's telling the story how it happened, and it's not trying to Hollywood the movie up. It's not trying to shove in some FBI agent that has a family, and it's this cliche good against evil story. It's just this story about evil. In a lot of ways, this movie almost kind of reminded me of a horror movie. Whitey Bulger was a lot like a horror movie villain. Whitey Bulger in this movie was a lot like Mike Myers. No, that's a comedian. Whitey Bulger in this movie was a lot like Michael Myers. He was this seemingly unstoppable force that would just kill anything that gets into his way. And when we watch a Halloween movie, like a Michael Myers movie, we never really root for the people getting killed. We never really go, oh man, I really hope those stupid teenagers make it out of this one okay. The people that Whitey Bulger kill aren't necessarily really good people. So in a way, this movie's about how this evil person can exist in a world that we live in. And now, it's rating time. I'm going to give the film Black Mass 7.8 out of 10. This movie had amazing performances, and the directing was so unique and stylish. The story itself, though, could have been a little bit more exciting. I mean, overall, it's a good movie, but I honestly don't see myself wanting to watch this multiple times. Like, I'm not going to put it on the shelf. I'm not going to be sitting at home thinking, gee, I kind of really want to watch Black Mass right now. I mean, it's good for the one watch, but after that, So did you like the video? Comments. Do that in comments. Let me know. Do you have any requests for me? Let me know on my Facebook page. There's a Slack Reviews Facebook page out there that's pretty sweet. Just shoot me a message on that. Or if anything, just write one down in the comments. And, like I say every time, subscribe. I love subscribers. I love watching that little number go up. Just feed my ego. Feed it. And do you know other people that like movies? I mean, there's gotta be more people that like movies. Just let them know about this stuff. Send them my way. Have them subscribe. Tell them about what Khalil's doing over here. And like I said before, Batman's a subscriber. Where are the trucks going? Exactly. And as always, watch movies, my friends.